World Cup in the middle of the season, but it is every 4 years. It is the biggest sporting event there is. So it starts on Sunday. We're going to be previewing the World Cup, but first, plot twist for both of you guys. We're going to test your knowledge on the past three World Cups. So 2010,
Look,
2014, and
think
Russia
on
2018. So there's the plot twist. So you guys, you know how the quiz works. We've done the Premier League quiz before. Same rules apply. I'm going to read you out the question. You're going to message me your answers. It's 20 points altogether. Some questions
10%
are
on
4
my
points. And yeah, I don't know what James is saying, but
on my
anyways,
phone.
whilst James processes everything, we're going to go into question one. I'll give you time based on the amount of marks each question is. So we're going to start with South Africa 2010. Question one: Spain became the first European nation to do what in 2010? So Spain, they won the World Cup. They became the first European nation to do what? I'll give you a clue.
I've given you an
It's
answer.
linked.
I've given you an
No,
answer.
no, okay, no. I'll give you time. So that's not right, but I'll give you a clue. Think of the location, South Africa, where the tournament was played. That's a clue for the question. They became the first European nation to do what? Obviously, they won the World Cup. It's in South Africa, so try and put together those two pieces of the puzzle and WhatsApp me your answer or text, whatever.
No, you've
It's
lost
answer
me
that
there.
you've just made up.
No, it's literally not. I've got these questions, prepared them all like 2 days ago. I made nothing up. What's happened to James's Zoom?
I put down an answer.
Yeah. Razafa, have you messaged me yet?
Is that not correct? Did they win all their?
Nah, they didn't.
Well, it's got to be a bit easier though. Can I just give you the answer then?
Yeah,
Because
well,
they're probably
yeah,
the
go on.
first European nation to win in a non-European country. That's what I'm going for.
I mean, that's pretty much what I said.
I will tell you obviously the answers at the end. Razafa, have you messaged me?
Let's see now.
Right. Okay. And if I know what you mean or is somewhat close, you'll get the point for it. Don't worry. Question two. Which nation was the only undefeated team in the tournament, but also eliminated in the group stage after 3 draws? This is still 2010, by the way. I'll tell you when we're moving on to 2014. I'll repeat the question. Which nation was the only undefeated team in the tournament, but also eliminated in the group stage after 3 draws? Has James messaged me yet? No. Okay. Give you 30 seconds.
No, my Wi-Fi is really bad. I had to wait ages for you to. My Wi-Fi is really bad.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. I'll give you
So the
time.
question was something like, who didn't lose a game, drew all their games, but got eliminated in the group
Yes.
stage? Okay.
Yeah.
Else.
Oh, this guy is always crying, man.
I think I know the answer, but I can't. I don't know if it's the right answer.
I'll tell you what we do. I'll tell you the answers as before we go to the 2014 section.
God.
Has James messaged me yet?
Can't give you an answer.
Right, moving on. Next
It'd be
question.
probably saying like Australia. So.
Next question. The top 4 goal
Saying
scorers
like
in
Australia.
the
Saying like that. Go on.
the top 4 goal scorers in the tournament all had 5 goals. Name them.
So repeat that, Leon.
The top 4 goal scorers in the tournament all had 5 goals. Name them. All 4 goal scorers. So the top scorers all had 5 goals. Okay, I'll give you one was German, one was Spanish, one was Dutch, and one was Uruguayan.
I've got the Spanish and the Uruguayan. German. So wait, so Spanish, Uruguay, Germany, and Dutch, you said?
Yeah.
Do you want the top goal scorers?
Yeah. So the top scorers in the tournament all had 5 goals. name the 4 goal scorers. One was Spanish, one was Dutch, one was German, one was Uruguayan.
Dutch.
Dutch, yep.
Won it this World Cup. Mm-hmm. How many are there, Sion?
4. So four goal scorers, all had 5 goals in the
I've
tournament.
given you 4
Yep.
answers.
Okay. Yep. Moving on. We're gonna move on now. Is that the last question of the 20? Okay, the 2010. Okay, so we finished the 2010. So I'm gonna tell you the answers. I'll add up your scores at the end. So the first question, Spain became the first European nation to do what? I'll give you both a correct point for that. They were the first European team to win a World Cup hosted outside of the continent, outside of Europe. You both did say that, so you both get that correct. Which nation was the only undefeated team in the tournament, but also eliminated in the group stage after 3 draws? New Zealand. And the top 4 goal scorers the top 4 goal scorers in the 2010 tournament, Thomas Muller, David Villa, Wesley Sneijder, and Diego Forlan. Right, we're moving on to the 2014 World Cup now. Question 1: which country was the only debutant at the tournament? So, and I'll give you a clue. They're a European nation. So, which country was basically making their World Cup debut in that tournament? This is Brazil, by the way.
2014.
Yeah.
2014.
Bloody hell, this is hard. When you're not expecting it. This is ridiculous. When you're not told, like, oh, we might do a quiz. We might do a quiz. We might not. You might want to like.
Nah. It's all part of the
Jesus.
games, man. It's all part of the fun. It's all part of the fun.
Oh, I'm going to go for this ridiculous. I don't even know if they were in it, but it's got to be a Baltic or some sort of Eastern Europe. It's got to be. Right. I'll go for that. Go on. I might be lucky.
Oh, what an answer, James. What an answer. Yep. James got it correct, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I know this isn't correct, but just for the sake of putting an answer.
I wished I put Australia for the New Zealand one. That was quite close.
Yeah. When you said Australia, I was thinking, oh, James is basically in the right location. Bang on. Right. So here's a bit of a easier one. Name the 2 technologies used at this tournament for the first time.
Oh, well, okay. I would imagine. Oh, would it be that, or would it be? No, it might be that.
There's 2 technologies.
Okay, so I'll give you. Obviously, you guys pretty much know the first one. The other one for free kicks.
Oh. The spray. Sorry.
Oh well. There we go. There we go. Everyone baiting out answers live in the quiz.
Yeah, because I'm being nice to the Sanford.
Right.
Next podcast we do, I'll say we're going to have a bit of a twist. We're kicking Sion out.
Next, Manuel Neuer kept 4 clean sheets in this edition of the tournament. Name the 4 nations he did this against.
Oh, stop that now. Neuer kept 4 clean sheets.
Yep, kept 4 clean sheets.
Name who he kept them against.
Yeah, if you remember the final, that's a point right there.
Oh, thank you. That was a good one, right? Okay.
Yeah, everyone need that one.
Quarterfinal, they won 1-0. Quarterfinal, Germany won 1-0. So if you remember the quarterfinal.
Oh my God! Oh, hang on. I got to get my memory back. This is the World Cup where they thrashed Brazil, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'll give it. But Brazil scored. Brazil scored.
Final?
Brazil, no. I'll give you a clue. Brazil, it was 7-1, so it's not Brazil. Brazil's not one of them.
Oh, okay. So who did they play before Brazil? Oh my God. Could be European.
European nation, yeah.
Right, well, I'll go for that one then.
If you there was a 4-0 thrashing in the group stage against another sort of European heavyweight. That'll give you a clue to one of them.
Oh, okay. Just let me try and. I'm trying to think who they were in the group stage. Well, if it's going to be European, I'm going for that. But that would be a lucky guess than anything else. And then, who did they play? Did they play? Oh, I think they played them. I think in the group stage. Right, I'll put my 4 in.
Okay. Resumption waiting.
Give me 1 second, Sly.
Yeah.
Where's this European?
You've got Man United have got a good representation in one of them, but whether he stays any longer, I don't know. Oh, sorry. Just remember, I'm looking.
I only had that country. I was just thinking of the other ones.
Oh, did you? Oh, the other one.
Because I already eliminated in Spain and Netherlands, England and Italy. They're all gone. What other European countries are there?
Oh, come on.
Datsun gave you an answer, by the way.
Yeah. I already had it.
Okay.
Think of the lovely Miss Lorenko.
Wow.
Not where she's from, but what she taught.
I haven't got a clue. I'm just going to put in 3 answers. Just leave the last one now.
I can't get over with. No wonder you wanted to do 40 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Are we doing any more questions on 2014?
No, don't worry. 2014's over. So, I'm gonna give you all 4. So the first question: which country was the only debutant at the tournament? Was Bosnia. James got it right. Well done, James. The 2 technologies used: goal line technology and vanishing spray. Neuer's 4 clean sheets. Portugal and USA in the group stage. France and Argentina in the knockout, both 1-0 wins. Was that the only 2? Yeah, that was it. Now 2018. 2018 World Cup. Name the golden, silver, and bronze ball winners. So best player in the tournament. Best player in the tournament, second best player in the tournament, third best player.
Oh, not goal scorers.
No, not goal scorers. Yeah, player. Player of the tournament, runners up, and third.
For God's sake.
Okay, Croatian, Belgian, and Frenchman.
Oh, not even Harry Kane.
Nah.
I don't know how you spell his name, but
Don't worry. When you say the player, I'll know when it comes through. I've got Resumption's answers.
that don't look nothing like De Bruyne. What was the other country you said?
Which one? Croatia, Belgium, and French.
Oh, I'll go for him, but not that he really deserved it. Well, I've put 3 in. I'm confident on 2.
All right. Right. So next one. Don't panic. I'll give you some leeway in this in terms of the. So I'll tell you. So the answer. The answer's between 10 and 20 billion. So if you get one either side, I'll give you the answer. The tournament was the most expensive World Cup in history, surpassing the 11.6 billion cost of the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. How much did the 2018 World Cup cost? I'll give you an answer. Give your answer in dollars. Okay.
Hey!
Yeah, James, don't worry. You got it right. You have
to give you a number.
Don't worry, James. You got it right. Don't worry. It's within 1 million. So
that's what I mean. I just gave you a number between 10 and 20.
Right. Okay. Next. Is this the final question? Yeah, this is the final question. So Kylian Mbappe scored against 3 different nations in the tournament, including 1 brace. Name all 3 nations.
What, you want 3 nations that he scored against?
Yeah, so he scored 4 goals in the tournament against 3 different nations. Name them. If you remember the final, there's a team there.
Oh, okay.
This is the right.
Remember the thriller in the last.
I'm confident 2 of them.
The thriller in the last 16, James, if you remember that.
He didn't score in the group stage.
Mate. I'm a working man.
So am I. Don't cry, man. Don't cry. So am I.
Mbappe didn't score in the group stage.
He did. No.
The
Well, 1 group stage team. Think outside the box on the last one.
Sorry, it wasn't group stage. Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Right,
1-0 win against the team in the group stage. If you remember all three nations, if you remember the 1-0,
In the group stage.
1 in the group stage, 2 in the thrilling last
I don't
16
know.
match.
I couldn't even tell you who they played in the group stage, so
Oh,
I'm
well, then.
just going to guess
I
this
can't. I
one.
can't remember the group stage either.
Purely and simply because of
Right, okay,
this.
so we'll go through that. So the golden, silver, and bronze ball winners, Luka Modric, Eden Hazard, and Antoine Griezmann. The most expensive World Cup in history, 14.2 billion. James said 15. He gets a point. Razanfan doesn't, 16.7. And Kylian Mbappe, the three nations, Peru in the group stage, France won 1-0. Argentina, the brace, and obviously the final against Croatia.
Okay, now just to surprise Sion, we're going to continue the theme.
Yep.
And question number one is: can you name me the referee of the last 16 and the
Ignore James.
2018 World Cup? Yeah,
Everyone,
ridiculous.
ignore
Sion,
James. Ignore James. Now, after that little bit of entertainment for me, especially, we're gonna move now into this World Cup preview. And we'll start off with the question: who's gonna win the 2022 World Cup? I'll start with James.
Obviously, the Sanford beat me in that quiz. I would have thought, but anyway,
I'll add it up later.
you weren't really listening. Right, I'm going to go for. It's going to be Brazil or Argentina. I feel is going to win it. I think England do have a chance. I think England had one of the best chance from a European team point of view. But again, it's like you look at the pathway. But who do I think is going to win it? Or who do I want to win it? Think who's going to win it? Brazil. Who I want to win it? Argentina.
Razanfan?
I think I agree with Datsun. I think it does come down to Argentina and Brazil purely because of players, quality, Brazil's squad depth. Again, I'm not too familiar with the bracket and how it's going to work this year. I'd have to look at that. But depending on which teams will potentially face each other, I think Argentina and Portugal might face in the last 16, I think. I'm not too sure if I'm right on that, but there's going to be two big teams, two national teams clashing in the last 16. I'm going to go Brazil. I think it's overdue for them.
20 years, isn't it?
They won it 5 years. They've won it 5 times, 20 years. If this is potentially Neymar's last one, seems like it's only right. It's going to be Brazil.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Brazil as well. I want them to win it. I want Neymar to win a Ballon d'Or. To be honest, I think he deserves one, and I think the only chance of him winning one next year, that is obviously this one's gone, is for Brazil to win it. I want him to win a Ballon d'Or. So next, dark horses. I'll go first. Dark horses. I'm gonna go for Netherlands. Like surprise package of the tournament. I think they've got some good players. Obviously, Van Dijk. He didn't play the Euros 2 years ago, and I think that potentially sort of hampered them. I think they lost to Czech Republic. I think it was last 16 or quarterfinal. But Netherlands, I know they've sort of got young squad, young talent sort of coming through in the last few years. Yeah, I'm gonna go Netherlands. Whatever that means, maybe quarterfinal, maybe semi-final. I think maybe I'm gonna go for Netherlands as my dark horse. Razanfan.
Dark horse. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Dark horse. I can get back to you on that if Datson's got an answer.
James?
Yeah, it's difficult because I'm just looking on like the pathway of like who plays who and if they finish first or second and all that, and you sort of think there's a lot of squads. Like a lot of people are raving about America, United States of America have got a young squad. Like there's a lot of talk about that they might cause an upset for like Wales or someone like that in the group stage if England, provided England get through. But then you can't, it depends on where you judge teams at the moment to say whether they're a dark horse. Because like you look at Denmark, they had a good run in the Euros. They could be strong. But then you look at like Germany, they've had a bit of a dodgy period the last couple of you know what I mean? So they could be a dark horse. But realistically, you can't really include Brazil, Argentina. I don't think you can include England because they did well in the Euros. So yeah, it could be another team like a Denmark that get through and then they have a clear path. But if they get second in their group, I think they play Argentina in the last 16, so they might not get far.
Yeah.
But it just depends. But I think I might put my neck out here and say United States of America. I think Wales might not make it through.
USA is definitely one of my contenders as well because you have the likes of Pulisic, McKenzie, all these players that are getting called up as well. Yeah, it's a tough one to be honest because I think the caliber's been definitely raised. We've been seeing performances from all these national squads. Yeah, I think I'd have to go with what Datsun said as well. USA.
Okay. We'll stick with you, Razan, for an underperforming nation of this tournament. Underperformers.
Well, who's going to underperform?
Yeah, nation.
I mean, I think it's going to be England. I know Datsun doesn't agree with me, but England and World Cups just don't get along. I don't know why. I just have this gut feeling like it's just not going to go right for Southgate this time. I think his luck has run out.
Yeah, no, I agree. England were mine as well. James?
Wales, maybe. But then I'm looking at other teams and I'm just thinking who will underperform. Depends on what you call underperform. Like I'm looking at sort of Group E, which is Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan. Could one of Spain or Germany get knocked out?
Yeah,
would that be underperforming?
Massive shock if one of them, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then, would Croatia be underperforming if they don't get out their group? They've got Belgium, Canada, and Morocco. Do you know what I mean?
Apparently Canada. I don't know. I've never watched them, but I've heard a lot of good about Canada. Apparently they've got a decent squad, and apparently they're good. So yeah, if Croatia don't get out, or Croatia or Belgium, if one of them got knocked out of the group, that would be a massive shock as well.
Yeah, so I just think I just think because of the state of I was reading a fact about the heat and everything as everyone knows, and I just think there could be some surprise results. With these teams that are used to playing in the heat in their leagues that may not be well known, teams like Morocco and teams like that. They could be used to playing in these heat, and you only got to play in hot heat and have an off game. You can't afford to lose. You've got So I don't know. I can see as much as I don't agree with Southampton, I do think this sounds bizarre, but England will go far, I think, as long as they get out of the group. They're either going to get not out of the group or get to the semi-final or final. But I do think we're strong enough to get out of the group, so that's why I'm backing them, really.
Yeah, I think if England get out of the group, I think if they'll
play
Netherlands or Senegal in that group.
Senegal ain't got no Mane now.
Yeah,
so you might want to favour playing them and hope they get second in their group and we finish top in ours.
I think England will play France in the quarters if France get through. If France,
but I'm a believer. Once you get to the quarterfinal stage, you could play. You got to beat good teams to get through. It's a one-off game, so it's irrelevant. It's get through the group stage, then that last 16, then it's anyone's. I would be disappointed. It's that in a way, and I'm not knocking England in the Euros, but we played. I think it was the Ukraine in the quarterfinal. Who did we play in the quarterfinal? Was it Ukraine in the quarterfinal?
Yeah, okay. Ukraine. Was it Ukraine?
Yeah, I think it was Ukraine. We played them in one knockout stage, but I think it was late on in the quarter. You don't expect to play top teams. Yeah. People say in the World Cup 4 years ago, England had a lovely, easy route to the semi-final and should have beaten Croatia. And same with the Euros. So you want to play if we're playing France in the quarterfinal, bring it on. Then we play Brazil in the semi-final, bring it on. Then we play Argentina in the final. Play the teams. But anyway, underperformers I think will be Spain, Belgium, somewhere like that.
Top scorer and player of the tournament. I'll go first. Top scorer. Need to think of a nation that will go far in this. Brazil. Player of the tournament, I'll go Neymar. Top scorer. Hmm. Top
You know, you got
scorer.
to look at the group stages when you talk top scorers.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
like
true.
if you're playing like you could only get to the last 16 or quarterfinals, but your group stage you're playing like a low ranked team and won 5-0, you score 4 goals. You know.
Yeah. Top scorer. Top scorer. Top scorer.
Well, I'm going Harry Kane.
I'll go for one outside the box. Darwin Núñez, top goal scorer. That's mine. Xanthan?
I think I'm gonna go for Neymar.
Neymar,
I think it's
top,
definitely gonna be
top,
a Brazilian striker.
what, top scorer or player of the tournament?
Top scorer, player of the tournament. I'm gonna go Kevin De Bruyne. I think it's a thing where this is the same scenario. Belgium make it far, but they don't go far enough, or they don't win the tournament. But you're not gonna give player of the tournament to the team that won the World Cup. So they'll probably give it to the best performing up until probably the final. And I feel like Kevin De Bruyne is in the form of his life. And
Yeah,
if Haaland was at the World Cup, he probably would have scumbagged 3 hat-tricks and would probably got knocked out by England or whatnot, but still would have won the top scorer.
yeah, that's true. And then like sort of the last thing, which is obviously sad. The players obviously missing the World Cup. Obviously as James mentioned already, Mane, I think was it yesterday or day before, ruled out. Nkunku obviously got injured. In like Nkunku, they were actually in Qatar already, and it was a training session. He had a collision with I think it was Camavinga, and stuff like that. So yeah, just wanted to sort of get your guys' thoughts on obviously the injuries and sort of the players, whether big name or if it would have been your first World Cup, obviously they're missing the tournament. Would you still think it's good to have it in the sort of middle of the season, or like was it probably better to have it in the summer that just went by, 2022 summer? Don't know what you guys think on that.
That's a tough one because if you're talking about when you think the World Cup should be, it should always be at the end of a season,
Hmm.
and so it should be this country it's in, Qatar. All the stadiums, all 8 stadiums, are within 40 miles of each other. There's
Yeah.
a guy I heard on the news this morning. He's going to try and get to every game, and that's doable.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? That's like 40 miles between the whole entire country of these
Yeah.
stadiums. But I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a few English players that have missed out. Reece James, but they've got time to come. You know, um, I think you could name already 2 or 3 key players that could have been in the World Cup, but they're not in it because of injury, like Mane, as you say. But then there's other 1 or 2 players, like the Italy squad's not there, Haaland's not there. You know what I mean? There's other good players that don't get to showboat because then their country aren't in the World Cup. So I think it's a chance for people to shine, but it's also a chance for like is the I say tongue in cheek, is the young man the Chelsea centre back who plays for Brazil in the Brazilian squad? Is it?
What, Silva?
Yeah, is he
Yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah. He's the
Yes.
captain.
If he is last one, he could be player of the tournament. Lift the trophy at the end. What a way to go out!
Hmm.
So I think there's going to be a lot of disappointed players that aren't in it. Either their country didn't make it or they've got injured, and I feel sorry for them. But I want certain players to step up. You've talked about Neymar a lot today. He needs to step up. They need to be dominated. These players who are like, the best players in the world. Well, you're on the best stage now. Step up, step up. Ronaldo's got a lot of answers. Ronaldo's got a lot to answer for. Is he going to carry Portugal? He can barely carry himself, let alone Portugal.
Have you
So
seen
like,
the interview?
I haven't seen the interview because I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I've watched
I
it. I've
don't
watched
agree.
it.
I don't agree with it though. If it was a West Ham player, I wouldn't watch it. I don't agree with things like that. You can't
Yeah,
publicly. It's like me slagging off my school I work at and saying I
yeah,
don't get on with this, I don't get on with that. How can I then go into work?
yeah,
I don't agree with things like that. You do that in your biographies at the end of your season, at the end of your career. You don't do that. It's too much. He's got to go. He's got to go. I don't know why Man United are going to take too long in sorting it out. They should be sorting it out. And tomorrow, put an announcement out. We've ripped his contract up. We don't mind what the loss is. Someone else could have him. But anyway, we're
Xanthan?
drifting.
Yeah. So the injuries of the World Cup, and you can talk about the Ronaldo story if you've seen the interview or not, and your thoughts on that if you've seen it.
I think Nkunku's injury is a perfect example of that. I'm not necessarily saying this it's meant to be or something like that, but you can never doubt when you can get injured. So players trying to, be cautious during the cup games or playing for their club team and trying not to risk it or faking it. Let's just say hypothetically, Nkunku did fake it for Leipzig, and then this happened. It just shows the players that it can still happen right to the last minute. So you should treat every game as serious, whether it is club or national team. With the Ronaldo situation, as Stetson said, I don't agree with the way he approached the situation. I do sympathise with him to an extent with the situation and the whole thing that apparently the club didn't believe his wife or his partner went for a miscarriage and whatnot. And things happen behind the scenes. We've known this. United hasn't been the same since Sir Alex Ferguson had left. Things have been a bit tipsy in the board and the backstage, but I think it's the approach. Me, I'm not a big Piers Morgan fan, but I wouldn't exactly want to come out and do an interview with Piers Morgan, someone that's not really a likable or approachable, especially by football fans. And considering, he's a journalist that's, I think, predominantly right wing as well, is not really going to sit right with certain people in the UK that might be a left wing. It's getting very political, and that's not what football should be about. You come in here, you love the game. I shouldn't have to pick and choose what players I love. I should be able to go to a game and support my team, not support a particular individual. And for me personally, don't get me wrong, I'll always love Ronaldo, but I love my team more. And I personally don't agree with the statements. I haven't watched it either. Whatever happens in the end, for me, unfortunately, I'll always stick by my club. Because at the end of the day, I'm a United fan, not a Ronaldo fan.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah, I've seen it as well, and obviously, I don't agree with a lot of what he said as well. I don't think you can. He came and said he has no respect for Ten Hag. Yeah, you can't say that. Once you say that, then regardless of what else he said, and he sort of echoes sort of a lot of United fans' thoughts on like the Glazers, for example. I know a lot of United fans probably would agree with him, speaking out now, especially like while still being there. But obviously, as James said, you can't speak like that about your employer still, even though maybe what he said about the Glazers, I think he was right about that, but Ten Hag, yeah, you obviously can't speak about your manager like that. So,
you're right. He could be right about a lot of things.
Everything else, but
you just don't do it. You just don't.
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, can't do that. Obviously, you can write your book.
You can't do that when you're still working for that
biography. Yeah.
Right, but anyway, good luck to England on Monday at 1:00 in the afternoon when everyone's at work. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, I can't watch that. I'll be missing that. And just a note, an update on the quiz. James, you were crying, but you did quite well with 14 out of 20, and I think Razanthan 10 out of 20. So yeah, James.
Yeah, listen, that's just without. I was crying because like I'm a perfectionist, as you know, boys. I like to get 20 out of 20.
Don't worry, guys. He won the quiz because I wasn't there. I was in the last one, and he didn't win that. But yeah. On that note.
Okay. Anyway, on that note, we won't.
Thanks everyone for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and share. Let us know your thoughts on who do you think will win the World Cup, and yeah, we'll try and do some shows during the tournament as well, like reacting to matches. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But yeah, take care. We'll see you all again soon.